Right now, across nearly every kitchen table in America, 3 short phone calls to your local Social Security office are quietly adding real money to retired households, and the average senior has no idea those calls even exist. If you are 62 or older, if you have ever checked your My Social Security online statement and felt a little confused, if you currently live on a fixed monthly check that feels tighter with every passing quarter, this short message is going to change how you think about retirement. The money already exists under your name inside the Social Security Administration, also known as SSA, yet most retirees never trigger the right switches before they start collecting. If that money sits there unused, you quietly lose real buying power at the grocery store. You quietly lose real help paying your Medicare Part B premium, and in the worst cases, you quietly lose the survivor protection your spouse counted on. Nothing in this video comes from a rumor, nothing in this video comes from a chain text, nothing in this video comes from a stranger on TikTok, and nothing in this video is meant to scare you into anything today. But I'm going to warn you up front. If you close this video without picking up the phone for these 3 calls, there is a high chance you walk away missing the single most relevant piece of information for your specific situation right now, today, in 2026. The rule that makes these 3 calls worth your time today was written long before 2026, and that is the part most people misunderstand. The Social Security Act, formerly cited as 42 United States Code Section 402, passed law in 1935 and remains the spine of every retirement check mailed out by the federal government in 2026. The Deferred Vested Benefits Rule, found in 42 U.S.C. Section 423, passed law in 1939 and makes sure that wages you earned decades ago can still raise your monthly check today. Section 202 of the Social Security Act, also cited as 42 U.S.C. Section 402, is the original statute that decides your primary insurance amount, the exact dollar figure the SSA uses as the base of your retirement benefit, and that statute has stood since 1935. So this is not a brand new government program invented last month. It is the same old law, the same old agency, the same old benefit formula, but the enforcement is different in 2026 because most seniors stopped calling. Most people think the larger dollar threshold is the only number that matters, and that is exactly why they leave money on the table. The headline number you hear in the news is the 2.8% cost of living adjustment, also known as the COLA, beginning in January 2026 for nearly 71 million Americans as announced by the SSA. That 2.8% increase averages about $54 extra per month for the typical retired worker in 2026. The smaller number almost nobody talks about is the $570 a year that quietly disappears when you fail to correct an old earnings record, when you fail to claim a spousal benefit you already earned, and when you fail to revisit your Medicare Part B premium tier through the income-related monthly adjustment amount, also written as IRMAA. That smaller number is what this entire video is about, and it is worth far more in real life than the COLA bump. Think of the chain that makes this money reachable as a set of 3 short phone calls, each one routed through a different corner of the federal government in 2026. The first call goes to the SSA at 1-800-772-1213 between 8 in the morning and 7 at night local time on a business day, and that call lets you ask the representative to pull up your earnings record from the master earnings file, which is fed by every W-2 your employer ever filed with the Internal Revenue Service, also known as the IRS. The second call goes to the same SSA number, and it lets you ask the representative to model a spousal benefit or a survivor benefit for you, because in 2026, a spouse at full retirement age can receive up to 50% of your primary insurance amount, and a surviving spouse at full retirement age can receive up to 100% of your primary insurance amount, under Section 202 of the Social Security Act, also cited as 42 U.S.C. Section 402. The third call goes to the Social Security Administration for an IRMAA review, and that is the one most retirees skip entirely because in 2026, the standard Medicare Part B premium is $202.90 per month per the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, also known as CMS, and the income brackets above that premium can add hundreds of dollars every month for households whose reported income looks higher than it actually is in retirement. Each agency is spelled out once and then used by its short name from here on. Maria, a lawful permanent resident originally from Guatemala who works as a certified nursing assistant in Houston, Texas, retired in 2024 at age 67 and started collecting on her own record at $1,540 per month. She noticed on her online statement that her 1998 wages from a hospital she worked at as a janitor were missing from her earnings record, and she made the first phone call. She filed Form SSA-7008, formally titled Request for Correction of Earnings Record, and she proved the missing wages with a copy of her old W-2 stored in a kitchen drawer for 26 years. Her corrected record lifted her primary insurance amount by $48 per month, which adds up to $576 per year in extra Social Security income beginning in 2026 under Section 202 of the Social Security Act. Carlos, a United States citizen originally from the Dominican Republic who works as a school bus driver in Providence, Rhode Island, retired at age 64 and only learned about spousal benefits 6 months into his retirement because his wife Rosa, a green card holder also from the Dominican Republic who worked part-time as a home health aide, had earned her own smaller record at $720 per month. When Carlos made the second phone call and asked the SSA representative to model the spousal benefit, the SSA confirmed that Carlos could receive up to 50% of Rosa's primary insurance amount on top of his own check under Section 202 of the Social Security Act, also cited as 42 U.S.C. Section 402, and the household gained an extra $310 per month, which adds up to $3,720 a year in 2026 in real retirement income. Carlos and Rosa are still alive in 2026, but the moment one of them passes, the survivor rule applies, and the surviving spouse could receive up to 100% of the higher earner's primary insurance amount. Here is the part that catches most people off guard, and it has nothing to do with the Social Security Administration itself. In immigration court, the burden of proof is on you, the applicant, while in criminal court, the burden of proof is always on the government. That single difference changes everything for seniors who hold a green card, for green card holders who applied for naturalization, and for H-1B workers in their late 50s who are planning to retire in the United States. If you never made the 3 calls, if your earnings record has missing wages from 1998, if your spousal benefit was never modeled on a real SSA worksheet, your benefit is calculated on a smaller number than it should be, and that smaller number flows into every financial questionnaire the SSA uses for the rest of your retirement file. You may still get the COLA, you may still get your Medicare card, but you will not get the dollars you actually earned. And that is the quiet harm the law expects you to avoid by using the resources SSA itself publishes at ssa.gov/pub/en-05-10081. Before you make any of the 3 calls, you need to hear the warning that goes with the money, because in 2026 there is a long list of predatory consultants and notarios who are exploiting the exact fear this video describes. They run ads in Spanish, in Tagalog, in Vietnamese, in Mandarin, and in Russian that promise a special $570 boost if you pay an upfront filing fee. They pressure you to wire $499 for a guaranteed earnings correction. They ask for your full Social Security number before they ever pick up the phone, and they shove a stack of blank power of attorney forms in front of you in a strip mall office. Real help from SSA is free. Real help from SSA never asks for an upfront fee. Real help from SSA is delivered over the phone at 1-800-772-1213 or in writing from the Office of Central Operations in Baltimore, Maryland, under the authority of Section 202 of the Social Security Act, also cited as 42 U.S.C. Section 402. If anyone asks for cash, if anyone asks for a wire, if anyone asks for your My Social Security login, hang up immediately and call the real number yourself in 2026. There are 7 specific actions you should take right now, and they are written so you can recite them as if you were telling your cousin on the phone. First, Find the oldest W-2 you still own, even if it is folded in an envelope from 1998, and place it on the kitchen table before you make the first call. Second, call the Social Security Administration at 1-800-77-21213 between 8 in the morning and 7 at night local time on a business day, and ask the representative to walk through your earnings record line by line. Third, ask for Form SSA-7008, formally titled Request for Correction of Earnings Record, and submit your proof by mail to the Office of Central Operations in Baltimore. Fourth, ask the SSA representative to model a spousal benefit or a survivor benefit for you and your spouse under Section 202 of the Social Security Act. Fifth, ask the SSA representative to model your 2026 IRMAA Medicare Part B premium tier so you know whether the standard $202.90 premium or a higher tier applies to your household. Sixth, create or update your My Social Security online account at ssa.gov so the corrected record attaches to your personal profile right away. Seventh, repeat this routine every 12 months in 2026 and beyond, because corrections can be reopened anytime within the rules established under 42 U.S.C. Section 402, and a small fix today can grow into $570 or more every year for the rest of your retirement. This channel is called Senior Life USA, and I want to take a second to thank you personally for spending the next few minutes with us, because I built this space for parents, for green card holders, for retirees, for H-1B workers, for naturalization applicants, for families sending money home, and for every tired 70-year-old who just wants the truth spoken slowly. If this video helped you, please subscribe and turn on notifications so the next one finds you the same morning it goes live. Drop a comment below with your specific visa category or your specific situation, like green card holder from Mexico, retired in Texas, or naturalization applicant in California, 63 years old, so I can pick the exact topic of the next script for you. And please share this video with one specific person in your life who has the same risk profile: your mother, your brother, your cousin in Queens, your roommate in Miami, your coworker in Chicago, because preparation is a form of power, not panic. And in 2026, that one share may be worth more than $570 a year for the rest of their retirement. This channel provides educational information only and is not a substitute for a licensed immigration attorney or a licensed financial advisor. Watching this video does not create an attorney-client relationship between you and Senior Life USA. Always confirm benefit amounts, payment dates, and premium tiers directly with the Social Security Administration by calling 1-800-772-1213 or by signing into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov in 2026. Consult a licensed professional before you file any form.